Hey everyone, I'm back again with another video, and this one is a two-story video, so be sure to stick around for the second story as well. The first one is titled, My wife of 1 year was diagnosed with depression and decided she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. She's pressuring me to have my vasectomy reversed. Advice wanted. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. So let's get right into it. 6 years ago, I met the most amazing woman I've ever known. Let's call her Claire. She was adventurous, intelligent, and incredibly talented. She's a violinist. We've been together since we met and married 1 year. 5 years and 10 months of that time has been absolutely blissful. Starting a couple of months ago, she started to develop aches and pains when she practiced for a long period of time. After I poked and prodded her for a while, she went to the doctor and was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. She stopped giving lessons a couple of weeks ago. And then she had to give up her chair and the orchestra she played in. And then she stopped playing altogether. Since she stopped playing, she's become very depressed. And this isn't a self-diagnosis. She goes to a therapist weekly and she's on antidepressants. There were whole days when she was at her lowest when she didn't leave the house. She's told me that she feels like she doesn't have purpose anymore, and I hate that. Then, after she started the antidepressants, she decided that her calling in life was to raise children. We've both been committed to being child-free since we met. After our wedding, we got all the "when are the kids coming" comments, and she hated them more than I did. Now, she's totally changed her mind, and has told me that it's really important to her that I have my vasectomy reversed. She's brought it up once or twice every day for the past week. I hate kids, but if I honestly thought it would help her, I would become a dad. I don't though. I think she lost something really important to her and is looking to fill a void that can't be filled. I've tried talking to her about this and she broke down crying about how I wouldn't give her children. I just don't think it would help. I think she's gonna be just as depressed, but we'd have a kid to take care of on top of it. I don't know how to help her. If having a kid is really what she wants, I don't want to keep her from that, but I don't think she's in the right place to make this kind of decision. A year ago, she hated kids, and now she thinks she needs them. I don't know what to do. Before anyone says, divorce her bruh, I'm honestly not willing to consider that. This woman is the love of my life, and I'm not willing to leave her when she's already hurting. And the first comment says, is she on meds for her RA? There are meds that can help with the pain. That is apparently stopping her from playing. But it almost sounds like the depression came first, because she went from being diagnosed to quitting playing altogether in a few weeks. And the OP replied, the reason she doesn't play is more mental than physical. She says it depresses her because she'll never be as good as she could be. It isn't at the point where she literally can't play yet, but it upsets her to play. And yes, she is on meds. And the next comment says, wow, this is tough, isn't it? People do change, and part of a long-term relationship is dealing with it, changing as well. This is a really big change. Maybe tell her what her depression has lifted, meds and therapy. You'll be more open to talking about kids. This is all very tricky. Don't say that unless you think it's true. But you deciding that she'd be just as depressed if she does the thing that makes her feel motivated is also tricky. And the OP replied, that's a big thing I'm worrying about. Maybe this is just because of the depression and it will go away when she gets better. Or maybe this is something she needs now. And there is a part of me that would have kids to make her happy, but there's another part of me that thinks that would just make me be the depressed one. And our next story is titled, I found out my wife of 8 years has been cheating on me. Let's get right into it. My wife and I have been together for 12 years, 8 of them being married, and have a 6-year-old daughter. Here is how I found out about the affair. Honestly, I'm glad I came to know about the affair. I now feel numb and I don't feel anything from my wife anymore, who was just using me for the money, I guess. I make thrice as much as she does. My only concern is my daughter. Here's how I came to know about it. For the last 5 months, I've been working like hell. Lots of overtime and weekend work to save money for her father, who's supposed to undergo an operation later next month. The stress from work and all made me irritated that day, and seeing my wife giggling while texting on the bed rather than chatting or asking about me and how I was doing made me snap, and I grabbed her phone. Sadly, it was locked in the process. So I asked her for the password, to which she vehemently refused and told me I was going insane. I then asked again, or I told her I would take the phone to her parents' home and get it unlocked somehow and read the contents in front of them. Her parents are very religious. If they knew she had an affair, they wouldn't even taste a breath in thinking about abandoning her. To which she stood silent and told me that she wants out of the marriage. I still held on to the phone and told her if she would tell me the truth, I would not tell her parents, at which point she admitted that she was having an affair for the past 2 months with a coworker. I still asked her for the password and finally got it out of her, and told her to get out of the room. I immediately locked the room and read the messages and found out that it's been going on for about 4 months, twice of what she was telling me. She couldn't tell the truth even after getting caught. Connected the phone to my laptop and downloaded the entire chat history. I still don't know what made me do this, but I'm glad I did it. I then invited her in and asked what she wants to do now, and she told me she wants a divorce, and so I told her to wait for a week and then decide again. Think about the daughter, and if you still want a divorce, I will give you one, but I will take my daughter's custody with me. When I asked her the reason for the affair, she told me I was not spending enough time with her and was more focused on work. To hell with that. The reason I am working like a donkey and not having enough time even for myself is for her father's surgery. When I told her why she didn't tell me about this earlier and why she wanted to have more time with it, she told me she didn't get the chance. I wonder how she couldn't when we were still eating breakfast and dinner and staying in the same house. When I asked her did she not know the reason for whom I was working all this time, she just stood silent as if it doesn't even concern her. She had a so what kind of face. Yesterday she told me she still wanted a divorce and wants the daughter with her. I told her that's not gonna happen as I already saved all her chat history and will use it in court to gain custody. I made it certain to her that I will never leave my daughter. She was crying. I just left the room to go to my daughter's room. After that, I also told her to make her boyfriend fund her father's surgery as I was not going to pay any. Stopped overtime since last week and started spending more time with my daughter, and honestly, I will still pay for the surgery with whatever money I have saved up until now. I am an orphan and I love them like my own parents, but just told that to make her suffer. I was angry, so I guess it's justified. At this point, she started saying sorry and begged me to pay for the surgery and will stop her affair and will work on the marriage. Honestly, I don't believe her anymore. This marriage will fall apart as soon as the surgery is done. I am thinking of going ahead with the divorce but will take full custody of the child. No need to pay alimony state laws in case of an affair. Child custody I think I can gain from the affair proof and also in exchange for the money for her father's surgery. My friends also believe I should go ahead with the divorce. A lawyer friend did too and assured me of the custody. I want to know, am I doing the right thing by going ahead with the divorce? Mostly worried about how it would impact my daughter and also how I would break it to her family. Don't want to lie to them. They are like my parents. And the OP has an edit for us. As most people got this wrong, let me correct. I am not going to completely cut the mother from my daughter's life. However, I want my daughter to live with me. And the OP has an update for us. Met wife's parents today and told them about my decision to divorce and the situation that led to it. Glad I met them today, since at first they even refused to let me inside the house since my wife told them that I was a philanderer and I was harassing her and my daughter. Thanks to her brother who also lives with them allowed me a chance to know my side of the story. Gave them time to process this and I'm waiting inside the guest room with my daughter and niece who are taking a nap. Update 2. Consulted a lawyer. He assured me with the proof of adultery and all I can get custody of my child and also no alimony and I get to keep everything I own. He also insisted on finding more details about the affair partner and hire a PI for that and saying that it might be of some help in the case that it is better to be prepared. I agreed to that, since he knows his work and he would be handling the PI too. He told me if they start by early next week, we could get a court hearing within 2 to 3 weeks time. And the first comment says, yes, I think you're doing the right thing. She's cheating. She said she wants out of the marriage and only changed her mind when she realized the position she was in. I doubt that she would legitimately try to work on the marriage and would only act like that to get you to pay for the operation. I'd say leave it up to her to break it to her parents. That part isn't your responsibility. And the OP replied, what if she lies to her parents and they go no contact with me? They really mean a lot to me. I don't want my daughter to lose her grandparents as well. And another commenter says, get a divorce anyways, and tell her parents what happened. and make sure you want them to know how much they mean to you and that you want them in your daughter's life. They will understand, and if not, they will still be around to stay in their grandchild's life. You were working extra hard to pay for her dad's surgery and she still did that. They will want to be in your daughter's life. And the next comment says, you should file for divorce. You should file for joint custody, unless she's a danger to the child. Filing for sole custody makes you look vindictive, and chances are you'd lose, and you'll just antagonize your ex, who you would have to remain civil with until your daughter is 18. Furthermore, joint custody would generally be de facto unless you lived out of state and/or a danger to the child. While your current wife may be despicable, there's no reason why your daughter shouldn't have a relationship with her mother. As for your in-laws, that's really not your call. Hopefully, your soon-to-be ex will tell them the truth, while unlikely, and if they ask you for information, be absolutely truthful. You don't owe your soon-to-be ex any loyalty. That ended the moment she started an affair with another man. And the OP replied, I will allow her mother to maintain an active part in my daughter's life, but I want my daughter to live with me. Can't bear her calling someone else dad. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, and be sure to comment below what other subreddits you want me to cover.